In a major immigration operation, 70 immigrants with many Indians, the exact number is not known, have been detained in Indiantown, Florida for being in the United States illegally. These individuals are now facing the possibility of deportation back to their home countries. This action is part of US President Donald Trump's promise to carry out the largest deportation effort in the US history, a promise that has resulted in strict immigration enforcement across the country. Let me tell you what exactly happened in the Indiantown. The operation, led by Enforcement and Removal Operations, which is division of US Immigration and Custom Enforcement, targeted commercial landscaping vehicles in a western part of Martin County, Florida. These vehicles were being used by individuals who were suspected of being in the country illegally. Florida Highway Patrol officers helped ICE in this whole operation by stopping these vehicles on the road. Well, this is part of a larger national effort by ICE and local law enforcement to increase deportation and tighten control over immigration. Well, the operation was specifically aimed at illegal migrants who are working in the industries like landscaping, which often employ people without proper legal documentation. If we talk about numbers, then 70 immigrants were detained during a routine traffic stop. However, the local Martin County Sheriff's Department was not involved in this operation. According to Sheriff John, his entire team did not participate in the arrest and they were not asked for the help. The individuals who were detained were handed over to the Border Patrol and taken to Chrome Detention Center, which is a facility used to hold people being processed for deportation. The sheriff also shared advice for people who are living in the US without legal status. He suggested that the best option for immigrants who are in the country illegally is to voluntarily leave the country. This process is called self-deportation. By doing this, immigrants can be added to a list that may allow them to return to the US legally at a later time. Well, this operation is part of a wider effort by the Trump administration to crack down on illegal migration. President Trump has made deportation a key issue in his presidency, and local law enforcement agencies across the country, including Florida, have been assisting in the process. The goal is to identify and deport people who are living and working in the US illegally. These efforts have sparked debate about the treatment of the migrants and the effectiveness of such crackdowns. Some people argue that this is really important to enforce the law and protect jobs for legal citizens, while others believe that the actions are too harsh and unfairly targeted the people who are trying to make a good life for themselves. Let's look at a bigger picture. This is just one example of how immigration enforcement is playing out in the US today. It is a reminder that immigration laws are being enforced more strictly, and even small mistakes can lead to significant consequences for the immigrants. According to ICE, there has been thousands of arrests in the past few years as part of the ongoing effort. These arrests have taken place in places like Texas, Florida, California, with people being detained for things like working without a permission, living without proper documentation, or entering the country illegally. Now, for all the Indian migrant and other communities too in the United States, this crackdown is a cause for concern. Many people from countries like India, Mexico, and Guatemala have been trying to build better lives in the US. But strict immigration laws make it really hard for them to do so. These laws can result in family separation, job losses, and deportation for those who are caught in the system. As immigration enforcement continues across the country, we are likely to see more operations like this one in Indiantown. The Trump administration is pushing for even stricter measures, and local law enforcement will continue to be involved in these actions.